In this video, we'll talk about what trading styles might suit your particular personality. What trading styles are you most comfortable with? So, a lot of traders are in loss, or they would end up in loss because they choose the wrong trading style. Now, how do you choose the right trading style? It requires a lot of experimentations. You should take a lot of trades, and you should invest some time, and later you'd come to a conclusion on what suits you the most and what do you think you'll be most good at, or else you're going to be end up losing it. The key is experimentation. The key is taking a lot of multiple trades and the short trades and invest some time. So try new things, and that is how you'll get to know. So however, there are a lot of types of trading. So it may be from technical analysis, it may be fundamental analysis, it may be price action. That is totally different thing. So I am just talking about the type of trader you can be. Okay, and that will come down to three types of trading. One is the scalping, another is the day trading, and another is the swing trading. I already covered it in my previous video, but I wanted to tell the exact definition. So I have just created a chart for you now in the scalping. Okay, so you will be taking a trade in less than a minute. You'll be taking a trade in less than a minute, and you'll be taking lot of trades in a day, because there will be a lot of setups that's gonna come, right? So if it's only few seconds, there will be a lot of opportunities that you can make it out. So you will be taking out maybe 20 to 50 trades a day. It completely depends upon your risk appetite and the capital and uh, how much you're ready to lose. Now, however, this trading is very risky. I wouldn't tell risk because risk is involved everywhere, but this is very stressful for you, because the moment you take the trade, you have to keep on steering, and you have to make sure your entry and exit at a right point. And because it's a high frequency trading, uh, you will be using a low volume. You'll be using a low capital, but you'll be using a high volume. So per trade, uh, high volume is required. Otherwise, there is no point of taking scalping. So whenever there is a high volume, there will be a large candles, and that is when you can make the most of the profit, right? So the win rate is again depending upon your trade, because if you take a trade right now, the chances of winning are still 50-50, right? So chances of losing is 50, winning is 50, because you don't know. Now, with certain experience, with certain previous market movements, you can identify that it can go along with your favor and you can take the trade. However, this is not my style of trading, and this is not something I would recommend for the beginners, because of the adrenaline rush, the beginners wouldn't have the discipline. Beginners wouldn't have what it takes for them to emotionally get in control and then take the trade and exit at a right time and according to the plan. So there won't be a system here, so there will be just random trades, and it's almost equivalent to gambling. Scalping is almost equivalent to gambling if you're a beginner and you don't know ABC of trading, right? So it's too high. The risk is too high. And let me just show you an example. Now there is a similar chart. Now imagine if you're a scalper. So there is a large red candle, right? So there is a large red candle, and you will plan to take a trade after this breaks out. So this looks like a breakout. So after this breakout, and you're gonna exit right here, and your stop loss is going to be here. Okay. Now I know it's not ideal because it's not 1:2. Okay, let me just bring it down to here. So I think now it's 1:2, 1:3. So this is how the scalping is. So you see any chart, you can take the trade when it breaks out, and you're gonna just wait for it to hit the profit, and it is usually done in one or two candles, right? So it is usually done in one or two candles, and as you can see, I just randomly opened the chart and I got a swing setup. So it doesn't necessarily has to be like this. It may be your plan. You might be having a plan, and you might be having exactly how you can take a scalping. And yes, you might have a plan, but as a beginner, I'm pretty much sure you wouldn't. So you'll just see the random break out and you'll take. For example, now it has hit a particular point, and you just entered a trade. Now you're making some profit. So see, you're making some profit right now immediately, and you're gonna be just hunting down the stop loss. But now again, you have to keep on watching it, because imagine you're seeing your P&L right here, profit and loss, and you're gonna be in highly stressful situation. So now again the candle is going back. Now it's again unpredictable. It is not something that you can predict, but it usually happens in one or two candles, right? So in one or two big candles when there is a volume. So the day trading is something that is my style, and that is something that I would recommend to all the beginners, because that is when you learn the market moves, and you know how you can you can train yourself emotionally, and you can plan out a trade, and you can have a right system, a proper back testing strategy. So you'll know how you can create a strategy. You'll know how you can, where you want to take the trade, where you want to exit the trade. Of course, the gamblers are everywhere, so people might take a trade, which they think they'll keep it for 1 hour, but they'll see a profit and they'll exit it, or they'll see a loss and they'll exit it, will not wait until it hits the stop loss. So I have done the same thing in my um, when I started out. So it all completely depends on the chart pattern. So this is completely, the day trading is completely chart pattern. So for example, I don't know, I'm just randomly seeing here. Now it is in a consolidated stage, or I would say distribution stage more. Yeah, I would say it's in consolidation stage, and according to, I haven't uh, thought anything about it. I'm not giving any signals. I'm just telling you uh, for an example, right? So now, so for me, my trade is, it's gonna be here. So it is gonna be this. Okay, so this is my take profit, and maybe this would be my stop loss, and I would take a trade. Now this might take 1 hour, this might take 2 hours, this might take 20 minutes, maybe more than that, maybe 4 hours as well. So I would never know it. The time it took is almost 2 hours, 3 hours. So I would assume it's 3 hours. So this is how day trading is. Okay, so this is how day trading. You see a setup, you'll just take it. And the day trading is relatively simpler. The day trading is relatively, I wouldn't say simpler, but relatively, you're not just in the high pressure, but you're just observing the trade. And now uh, the swing trading is where you keep it for a week or multiple days. For example, you would see, instead of 5 minute time frame, you would go to probably 1 day or 4 hours. And for me, I would take my trade when it hits here. Okay, I would sell it, and I would wait till the profit is here. I'm just giving an example, right? I am not thinking much about it. Or let's say there is a strong zone right here. There is a strong zone. I have to use the rectangle, but let's see. So now this price reached on 24th of Jan, and I think it is going to reach again. So I will just take a trade here right now, and I will wait till this price level is going to be hit. Now I don't know when it's going to hit, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but I'll just wait for it, and this would be my stop loss. So this would be my stop loss. So that is how it is, as simple as it. Now I will tell you which one you can choose, what is comfortable to you. So if you have less than uh, 1 hour a day, and you can observe every day, observe, maybe learn something, and then probably one day you can go scalping. So beginners, if you're doing this, you're gonna end up in loss, but you're gonna learn something. So end up in loss, but end up in very use very less capital because you're just learning right now. So use less capital until you know how it works. If you have 3 to 5 hours in a day, then you'll be observing each and every day, backtesting, seeing the all the price actions, the analysis, the indicators, and you will be you can be so you don't necessarily have to have any particular uh, maybe for any particular time for swing trading. But let's say even if you have probably 2 hours a week, then you'll see 1 or 2 setups. Observing every week, you'll see 1 or 2 setups, and you can take it. Okay. So scalping, you have to sit in front of monitor each and every time, but you can learn it in just observing everything for 1 hour, the previous patterns and everything. But it is normally um, the scalpers give 6 hours of time, but still again for the beginners, you just have to sit for 1 hour because if you sit for 6 hours, you will overtrade, you'll lose your capital. That is how it is. I post everything in my community. I don't tell my community to use the scalping at all. But again, it's the high adrenaline event, and you are most likely to uh, most likely to scalp for hours and hours, and especially if you're getting profit, getting loss, and finally you'll end up in a loss. That does happen for everybody. There is no way you can just start earning money and it will keep on continuing. But yes, it's the way it is, and you have to choose your style.